some senators want National Food Authority Administrator Jason Aquino and other officials to step down from office over the agency's failure to lower the prices of rice in the market and curtail the rice shortage in Zamboanga City. Senator Bam Aquino said in a statement that the NFA failed to fulfill its promise to solve the problem despite recent rice importation. Former Presidential Assistant for Food Security and Agricultural Modernization Senator Francis Pangilinan also said the rice crisis in Zamboanga City is the result of a combined corruption and incompetence by top government officials. While Senator Sherwin Gatchalian reiterated his proposal to abolish NFA, citing its failure to address the problem on rice supply sufficiency. Good evening. Over 300,000 sacks of imported rice that are still aboard the vessels in Subic and Albay ports have been placed under fumigation process. Charlie Barreto tells us why.
The National Food Authority reports that more than 300,000 sacks of rice were infested with rice weevils. These were imported from Thailand and arrived in Subic and Albay ports earlier this August. The Bureau of Plant and Industry earlier inspected one of the ships containing more than 100,000 sacks of rice docked in Subic Seaport Terminal. Bureau of Plant Industry Quarantine Officer Ronnie Manuel says they had asked a pest control to fumigate all the sacks of rice still aboard the ships after discovering the infestation. It will take 7 to 12 days to kill the rice weevils.
Naging positive yung mga hatches. So yung level natin is nasa moderate to heavy na eh. So marami na talagang live insect.
Manuel notes the process will be conducted away from the port as advised by the SBMA.
Ilalayo po ito kasi ang iba yung ng SBMA, ayaw nila yung may fumigation dito sa malapit sa So ilalaot sa louts nila ipupumigate.
After fumigation, the rice has to go through laboratory tests to determine whether it will be returned to the supplier or be stored in the warehouses pending market distribution. The official assures that grains are still safe to use and eat.
Exposure time is 5 to 7 days. Then magkakaroon ng 2 days na exposure. I-aerate, walang epekto yung sa bigas.
Charlie Barreto, UNTV News and Rescue, Philippines.
Several lawmakers have filed impeachment complaints against 7 Supreme Court justices. Grace Casin will tell us why.
7 of the 8 Supreme Court Associate Justices who voted to oust former Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno in the controversial petition for quo warranto are now facing impeachment complaints before the House of Representatives. The complaints were filed today by several members of the Magnificent Seven. Charged with culpable violation of the Constitution are Justices Teresita de Castro, Diosdado Peralta, Lucas Bersamin, Andres Reyes, Francis Hardeleza, Noel Tiham, and Alexander Gesmundo. According to Albay Representative Edsel Lagman, Justices De Castro, Peralta, Bersamin, Tiham, and Hardeleza are also charged with betrayal of public trust for their refusal to inhibit themselves in the adjudication of quo warranto petition, despite their patent and continuing ill will, bias, and prejudice against Sereno, as shown by their respective testimonies before the House Committee on Justice and their statements during the oral arguments in the quo warranto petition. Ombudsman Samuel Martires, who was one of the 8 justices who removed Sereno, was not included in the complaint because he is no longer an incumbent associate justice.
The complainant said that the Supreme Court decision dated May 11, 2018, which ousted Sereno by granting the quo warranto petition, quote, is not only errant, it is also malevolent. It is not only bereft of constitutional anchorage, it is also a blatant subterfuge and orchestrated charade.
Na dapat yung mga umaabuso sa kanilang pwesto, especially impeachable officers, should be held accountable.
Justices De Castro, Peralta, Reyes, and Bersamin were nominated to be the next Chief Justice. Under the revised rules of the JBC, applicants for the position of Chief Justice who are facing criminal and administrative cases should be disqualified in any position in the judiciary.
In this particular case, we are saying that the impeachment complaints are even more than the administrative case. And by parity of reasoning, the impeachment complaints must bar the said justices from aspiring for the position of Chief Justice.
Grace Casin, UNTV, News and Rescue, House of Representatives.
Malacanang is inviting the public to send a letter or visit the palace to relay their comments or suggestions on the proposed federal charter. Rosalie Cos tells us why.
Malacanang has announced that the government is open to receive the public's feedback on the proposed federal charter. According to presidential spokesperson Harry Roque, President Rodrigo Duterte wants to hear the public's take on the proposal to promote discourse and encourage improvement. Roque says anyone can send a letter or visit Malacanang to relay their suggestions or criticisms on the draft constitution of the consultative committee.
The President will consider the comments of the people and can improve the draft accordingly before officially transmitting it to Congress.
The public feedback will also be welcomed during the roadshow on federalism to be spearheaded by the Department of the Interior and Local Government and the Presidential Communications Operations Office. Gathered feedbacks will be incorporated to the federal draft to be endorsed to the Congress. Roque says the President wants to have this after his economic managers aired their apprehensions on the potential impact once the country shifts to federal government. Roque also assures that President Duterte is still determined to push for federalism.
He is fully committed to federalism, but as I said, he welcomes all feedbacks from everyone, and we want to make sure, of course, that federalism will improve our lives. No? And that's a primordial importance.
Rosalie Cos, UNTV News and Rescue, Malacanang.
The Philippine Coast Guard commissions 2 new multi-role response vessels to be used primarily for disaster response, seas oil pollution control, and marine environment protection. The BRP Bagakay and Cape Engaño have features such as fire monitors, night vision camera, radio direction finder, workboat, and a bulletproof navigational bridge. The acquisition of the vessels was implemented as an official development assistance via tied loan extended by Japan International Corporation Agency.
The competition to become the third major player in the country's telecommunications industry is getting intense as the Information and Communications Technology Department begins its formal public consultation. Monokson tells us why.
The Department of Information and Communications Technology begins its formal public consultation for the selection of the third player in the local telecommunication industry. The forum is widely attended by interested companies and prospective bidders including PTNT, Converge ICT, Trans-Pacific Broadband, and EasyCall. Some of these local firms are eyeing partnership with foreign companies in Korea, China, Vietnam, and the US. Among the concerns raised during the forum is the timeline for the bidding process, inducing suggestions to extend the deadline.
Yung nagsabi na they need 6 months, no? Yun nga, pero mayroon yung mga nagsasabi na okay, we can have it in October. No? So, ibig sabihin, itong mga nagsabi na okay sila by October, they did their homework way back before, na they did due diligence, nagtanong-tanong na sila.
But Secretary Thio is determined to stick to the timeline or better yet, make it shorter. He also notes that 15 local firms that are not affiliated with PLDT and SMART can qualify in the selection process after securing congressional franchise. Stakeholders are given until September 3 to come up with their position papers, comments, and suggestions, another 15 days to be placed on Law Journal as required by the law. Once the terms of reference takes effect, competing firms can begin submitting their bidding documents. If all goes well, the agency will possibly announce the new telco player before the year ends. It is expected to become operational by March 2019 if the winning firm already has its infrastructures in place. But once the new major player gets in the market, it still needs to undergo scrutiny on whether it is able to deliver its committed high level of service based on the standards set by the agency. Fines, penalties, and possibly losing rights to frequencies await the company if they fail to deliver. For consumer group Better Broadband Alliance, the agency should also look into setting the same high standards of criteria to PLDT and Smart.
The standards that will be imposed on the new player will also be imposed on the existing players because we'd like to have a level playing field.
The third player is seen to help improve internet service and cost by challenging the duopoly of Globe and Smart. Mon Hokson, UNTV News and Rescue, Quezon City.
Meanwhile, Technical Education and Skills Development Authority Director General Giling Mamundyong denies that the alleged corruption case involving millions of pesos spent on Go Scholars happened under his watch. Nel Maribok tells us why.
The Technical Education and Skills Development Authority or TESDA stresses that the report of the Commission on Audit about the alleged ghost scholars happened in the previous administration. COA said in its 2017 report that TESDA spent 9.3 million pesos for Java and software development of 310 scholars and 1.47 million pesos for 270 scholars enrolled in bartending. But COA said the funds were given to fictitious schools and scholars. According to TESDA Director General Giling Mamundyong, the report tagging the agency in the anomaly referred to incidents that took place in 2015. Mamundyong assumed office in July 2016.
That COA report refers to ghost scholars in 2015, not during our time.
Mamundyong also admits he was heard of the issue when he took over as head of TESDA, prompting him to form a technical audit team to inspect over 4,000 schools. He notes that 175 training centers and 6,273 programs have been closed after they were found to be engaged in irregularities. A school also refunded the money and was deposited to the Bureau of Treasury. There is also an ongoing probe on the alleged corruption case to hold the involved persons accountable.
And this serves as a warning for all the officials of TESDA and the employees of TESDA, including our partners in the private training centers, not to commit into corruption.
Mamundyong also reports that the agency has formed a team tasked to conduct spot checks in all technical vocational schools offering TESDA scholarship program. Nel Maribohok, UNTV News and Rescue, Taguig City.
Over 600 inmates at the Manila City Jail are given a second chance after finishing their courses under the alternative learning system. Joan Nano tells us why.
A total of 617 inmates graduated today through the alternative learning system of the Department of Education at the Manila City Jail. They underwent training such as therapeutic massage, pastry and noodle making, tile setting, and cosmetology, among others. Among the graduates is 24-year-old Alpine, not his real name. Alpine was detained over illegal drug charges and is currently awaiting a 6-month rehabilitation. He shares his graduation from the program serves as a second chance for him, bringing hope amid hardships.
Lagi nasa isip ko ang pagtapos ko ng pag-aaral dito sa Manila City Jail. At nagkaroon ako ng first time ko po nagkaroon ng medalya.
Another inmate called Eric is not viewing his detainment as something lamentable because it led him to discover something better in life.
Nanalangin po ako dati na sabi ko, kayo na pong bahala sa akin kung saan niyo po ako dalhin. Dahil po dito napagtapos po ako ng pag-aaral.
Their parents became emotional and felt proud over the achievement of their children whose paths once went astray. According to Jail Chief Superintendent Dennis Rocamora, majority of the graduates were previously involved in illegal drugs.
Ang graduation nila na ito ay patunay na hindi sila nagsasayang ng oras sa loob ng pita. No? Ginagawa ng BJMP lahat ng pamamaraan para ma-rehabilitate o ma-reform yung ating mga inmate. Magagamit nila yung diploma na yan paglabas nila, paglaya nila para makahanap ng dissenting trabaho.
The ALS is a program of the Department of Education aimed at eradicating illiteracy among out-of-school youths and adults. Joan Nano, UNTV News and Rescue, Philippines.
The Bulacan Blood Donor Society names the Members Church of God International as its most supportive partner. Charlie Barredo tells us why.
least 600 bags of blood were collected by the members, Church of God International, from its regular mass bloodletting activity in Bulacan last year. These have been donated to the Bulacan Blood Donor Society, which is among the MCGI's partners in public service. For this reason, the Bulacan BDS named the MCGI as its most supportive partner in recognition of its efforts and contributions to public service.
Taon-taon po ang atin pong samahan ang laging magkatuwang sa ating pong bloodletting program at ako po natutuwa sapagkat napakarami pong nabibiyayaan itong buhay. Dugtong buhay para sa ating kalalawigan.
9 MCGI volunteers are also confirmed with Galliner Award for donating blood for over 9 times. Among them is Zandel Geronimo, who cited the benefits of blood donation.
Mabuti sa katawan ng tao ang tayo mag-donate ng dugo at the same time, nakakatulong tayo sa ibang mga tao.
Health Secretary Francisco Duque III also lauds MCGI's efforts, which is in line with their blood donation program aimed at encouraging more people to share their blood to help save more lives.
Kayo po ay talagang malakas na katuwang at kaagapay ng DOH sa pagpaangat at pagpapaunlad ng ating blood donation program na talaga naman nakakabuti sa ating pong mga kababayan, lalong-lalo na ang mga may sakit at nangangailangan ng dugo.
Also recognized by the Bulacan BDS are other groups who supported the province's blood donation initiative. Charlie Barreto, UNTV News and Rescue, Philippines.
Asia's Phoenix describes her Morissette's made concert in Dubai as a different kind of unforgettable. Leslie Longboan tells us why.
After her successful Made concert in Dubai, Morissette took to Instagram to share her unforgettable experience. Here, Morissette admitted having a moment of panic and breakdown when she lost her voice 10 minutes before the concert.
We just want to apologize for letting you guys wait this long to have delayed the show tonight because for some weird circumstance, I lost my voice.
Despite the incident, Morissette successfully managed to finish the concert, bringing much entertainment to her supporters. The Asia's Phoenix thanked her fans whose support served as her motivation that night.
There are things talaga in life na hindi natin makokontrol. But I'm very happy kasi very accepting pa rin ang ating audience. And I probably wouldn't be able to do it talaga if they weren't as warm.
Netizens meanwhile congratulated and praised Morissette for maintaining her composure and professionally handling the incident. The Asia's Phoenix described the event as the most challenging experience in her career, yet a learning experience for her and her team as well. Leslie Longboan, UNTV News and Rescue.